Have you ever felt like your colors are just fighting each other on the page? I used to deal with that all the time until I found the harmony secret. Today I'm going to show you how I use a mother color, specifically this gorgeous Daniel Smith Green, to take the guesswork out of mixing. It's a simple way to make your art feel cohesive, calm, and a lot more you. Let's get started. So I want to start off with a watercolor stamp here. I've got my Daniel Smith watercolor stick that I'm just getting a little wet. And we're just going to put some of this pigment down. I'm really liking starting off my paintings with Linocut marks. Kind of just adds another layer to it. You kind of don't want to fill in the cracks. You just kind of want it to be like there. And then we're gonna, I just want it up here, I think. I don't think I'm gonna rub the back. I'm just gonna press it down and pull it up. That's kind of fun. We might have a little bit of a ghost print here, so let's see if we can add just a few more marks. So now we're going to take the Undersea Green. I have put a little water in this bowl, and I'm just going to kind of swirl it around to get some pigment down here. If you guys have ever struggled with color theory, which I do all the time, this mother color technique will be a fun way for you to shortcut into harmonious colors. I can't speak today. So let's just see what that looks like. That's just our Undersea Green. We're just going to put a little swatch of it here. I'm going to do this a little bit differently today than we normally do. I'm not going to swatch all the colors. I'm just going to kind of make the colors, and then we will put them on the paper. Okay, so the first color I'm going to add in is a yellow ochre from Poems About You set, and I'm just going to kind of do it here on this little palette. Just want a little bit of this warm tone going through here, and you can see how it's just changing colors. Okay, let's get, we're just going to spray down our paper a little bit. Want a little damp paper, and then I'm just going to make some marks through here. Let's add in just a little bit more of the green through here. Come in with our palette knife and make some marks. Ooh, you know what I wonder what happens? What happens if we take the stamp and like just push it in? Ooh, that's kind of fun. Got a little bit of the black still in there. That's kind of a fun mark. I'm also going to come in with just a little bit of the Undersea Green watercolor stick just through here. Kind of make some drawing marks through there. So this is the Poems About You indigo, and I'm just going to add some green into that. See what kind of color we get. Should make us a really, oh, look at that. That's kind of pretty. I think we'll use that for the sky area. So let's spritz down our paper again. You might want a bigger brush to really want. We're picking up a little bit of black, but that's okay. I'm just going to kind of spread it out a little bit. I think we need some actual bluish tones in there as well. Let's come in with a stiffer brush so we can kind of make this more swoopy. Is that a word? Swoopy? Smooth it out a little bit. That indigo is so strong, but I love it. I'm going to spritz a little bit of water on there, actually. Let's give it a little tilt and see what we get. Give it a little help. Just come in with a palette knife. Make some marks through here. Put some of that black through there. I love how these colors are just sort of blending together. Okay, so I've added a little bit more of that color. I'm not going to mix it all together. I want to see what's going to happen if we just sort of let it unmixed. Like what happens if we don't mix it all together? We're going to get some fun colors, or is it going to mix on the palette? I'm using my oval brush here. Let's see if we just dab in a little bit of each color. Oh, that's fun. I sort of like how that looks, but I think I might want some more of that green up here. I like the blue, but I think it needed more green through there. Oh, I keep forgetting about this side of the paper. It's like I have a blank over here at the side of the paper. To make that a little bit more dynamic. I think we need another color through here, maybe an orange. So I've got a little bit of the red color from Poems About You and added some more green. We're just going to continue to dab this in because I'm kind of liking how we're getting some granulation. There's also some good colors going on in here. And when we mix all of our colors together like this, we really get a cohesive color palette. So let's add a little bit more of that red in there. Kind of change it up a little bit. Still got a little bit of the green. We're just adding in a hint of that red. We probably need some of it coming through here as well. Okay, while the paper is still damp, I want to go ahead and add some of this Quinacridone burnt orange watercolor stick. I'm just really loving drawing back into my work with these watercolor crayons. We can make it very subtle, or we can make it more bold. I think I want a little bit more subtle through here. If you don't want the lines to show up, you need to make sure your watercolor is wet. Otherwise, you can see the lines stay pretty well once they're down. So if you don't want those lines on there, you're going to have to think ahead a little bit. I kind of like that. I'm trying to decide if I love it. I'm going to come in with the palette knife and see if I can't scrape away a little bit of that color and let some more light back in. I kind of neglected my white space through here. But it is possible to scrape back in. Sometimes. I sort of love that. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the watercolor stick in the Undersea Green and just kind of put it onto my color shaper. And then we're just going to kind of come back in and make some bolder marks in some spots to kind of bring it, give it some contrast, which I think works really well. Gives you some interesting marks without it being too much. What if we let's add a little bit of that Quinacridone in there, or yeah. We're gonna add some of these marks through here. I don't want too many. I don't want to get too busy. Loving this blue through here. I'm going to scrape back in here with the palette knife. You can see those layers below, which is kind of cool. Just gives us a little depth through there. Okay, still a little bit wet down here at the bottom, so I'm going to come in with my strainer and the burnt orange and add some of this color into here. Really fun way to add marks into the piece. So cool. So let me just get a little bit of water. Yeah, I think that works. So I mixed up this sort of reddish brown with the undersea green and a brown tone with a little bit of the red in there as well. Spritz a little bit. I got a little bit of that color there, and I kind of want to just bring a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more through here. Okay, I'm going to come in with a little bit of Derwent Inktense in the ink black. I love using the Derwent Inktense here because they're permanent when dry, so they're not going to lift after we go over it. I really want to bring out this stamp area that kind of got a little wonky on me. It kind of just blended into the background there, but we can fix that. We can make it bolder by adding these solid black marks. Kind of just make it stand out a little more. Maybe it needs more marks coming down through there. Maybe. I also want to add another line through here, I think, coming down this way. I'm going to come in with the Inktense Baked Earth because it matches this color pretty nicely. Just want to bring some pops of that color through here. Kind of bring it in. I could have used the burnt orange, but I kind of like the idea of the Inktense a little bit. It's maybe a brighter color when it dries. Okay. Okay, I'm not liking the stamped area. I need to add more black, so I just put some ink or Daniel Smith watercolors there on my color shaper. I think it's okay over here, but I'm just not liking the shape. It feels very contrived to me. I did put a piece of tape on the black so I can remember which one's black. Thanks, Sherry, for that tip. I like that, how dark that is. Oh, why did I do that? Okay, this shape is getting out of control up here. Okay, I don't hate that. So I thought I'd come in with some of the Derwent Drawing Pencils, yellow ochre and white. I love using these pencils because they're so creamy and they really are a great way to add in highlights. They aren't water soluble, so we don't have to worry about them disturbing layers. We're just going on top. I want to add some white back through here. This is the Chinese white. It's an excellent white over watercolor. It actually works. So many pencils don't work over watercolor. It's crazy. But these actually do work. And I kind of just want to bring in a little bit of that color. Maybe some through here. Also is a nice way to add some subtle textures and overlays into your work. Just gives a little nice glow. And that's kind of what we're looking for here. Just add some light back in. This color is called Ruby Earth. It's almost like the same color. It's a little bit more purpley than the Baked Earth. You can see that we're getting some pretty cool marks through here. It's a nice way to add just a little bit more texture, because really I'm just using them to scrape into the over the surface. I'm not trying to make them solid. I really want those other colors to shine through, just for little pops of color, subtle, so that when people get it, I mean, my goal here is so when people get up close to a work, they're going to see a lot more layers than what they see from far away. It really makes it more curious. Okay, let's look at this with the mat. So here's a look at some of the colors that we made with mixing the Undersea Green with our Poems About You colors. So these are the actual colors, and then these are the secondary colors that we mixed. So you can see how using one color can really harmonize your entire palette and make it something unique to you, because you can mix all the colors together. Like you can mix your Daniel Smith with your Schmincke colors or with any watercolor that you want. It's going to be up to you, and it's going to change your work into a more personalized piece and colors unique to you, which is kind of cool. Okay, here we are with the finished piece. I like it. I wish I would have been a little more bold with the stamp, but I still like it. I think the stamp is really cool. It's not meant to stand out, and maybe it's a little kind of flat through there. But I really like that mark right there. I like the scratchy marks. I like grading the Daniel Smith watercolor sticks through here. I like drawing with the watercolor sticks through there. I love the colors that we got. I really love this area down here with the ruby red colored pencils and the Inktense. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but I think it's a very layered, interesting landscape. I love this color up here too, the sort of blue-green. And it's the fact that it's different over here is really cool. Um, yeah, overall very happy with this. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you would try, and what color would you mix with all of your other colors? What would your mother color be? Let's chat in the comments. That's all I got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and watch the next video that's going to pop up here in a second. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.